I recommend Sutera to not only growers and colleagues here in the Central Valley of California, but to other growers across the world. They offer top quality products to help you grow and sustain a healthy crop.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you from the annual Grape, Nut, and Tree Fruit Expo. It's really great to be together again here at the Fresno Fairgrounds. I'm here with Richard Matoian, one of the presenters. Comes every year. We really appreciate that State of the Pistachio Industry address. Can you tell us what are things looking like? You know, we've just finished a busy harvest. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the 2022 harvest is completed. We don't have the final numbers yet, but what we do know is through crop deliveries through about October 15th, we have about 870 million pounds that have come in, roughly, and we're waiting for the final numbers in December. This crop size is substantially less than what the industry had the potential to produce for 2022. There was upwards of 1.2 billion pounds that could have been harvested in the year. There was the potential for that, at least. So we're definitely off by at least 20% on our crop numbers. We believe that we're going to end up somewhere around 875, maybe 880 million pounds. So as bad as that is for individual growers who had less of a crop, it's good for the industry in that in the last year we had the largest carryover, and so that carryover number is going to drop, and so that's going to keep stable prices in effect for the industry. So that should be very positive going into this new year that we're in.
So what do you think contributed? Obviously, we have a severe drought here in California. What are some of the factors you think that contributed to that's a big difference? We were expecting over $1 billion, and we're falling short of that.
I think there was a number of things that we can point to. Number one would be in the springtime. In April, we had some very hot temperatures during bloom, upwards of 90 degrees, followed by some very cool weather immediately afterwards. So we had some orchards in the south part of the San Joaquin Valley that didn't really have proper pollination. On top of that, we had the extreme heat during the summer combined with the lack of water availability in many areas. So instead of it being a factor, I think there were many factors that contributed to this smaller crop that we experienced.
Now, as far as you mentioned, we had a big carryover, a record carryover, but we also have had record production in recent years. So it seems pretty natural. But you said with a shorter crop this year, it's gonna kind of even things out a little bit as far as being able to deliver those shipments all over the world. What can you tell us about how shipments are going of pistachios?
Sure. The data that I'm going to report is for the most recently completed fiscal year for the industry. So that would be from September 1, 2021 to August 31, 2022. And I can tell you that we have had record shipments. We had record shipments in the domestic market. So that's a real positive, being able to ship locally. And we had our second largest export year on record. So that's a very, very positive trend with all the issues that we're dealing with the ports and with tariffs in certain countries to have the second largest export shipments. And as we're looking now going into this current year that we're in, things continue to look very positive. Despite all these challenges that we have around the world, there are some headwinds that I think the industry is looking at, having to do with the potential for a recession in certain parts of the world, particularly in Europe, which is our largest export market. And then we have the continuing tariffs in China that we're dealing with. But despite that, I think there continues to be very good demand for pistachios worldwide.
Well, thank you for the update, Richard, and thank you for partnering and sponsoring this event as well. Read more about these things in Pacific Nut Producer Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.